Hello viewers, this is Bhavana Bhatia and I welcome you all to 19 Influencers Talk on COVID-19 series in association with TechXP. Today we have with us somebody who's a well-known personality who has spent over 2 decades in the communication business working with a range of clients including Unilever, Mondelez, Vodafone, BMW, Dabur and Pernod Ricard. Somebody who's worked on the Indian Premier League IPL for the BCCI and led the South Asia Cricket Board's bid for the iconic 2011 ICC Cricket World Cup. Our next influencer, viewers, is somebody who has been with Ogilvy since 2005 and has worked across the company's advertising and digital businesses. Viewers, I present to you none other than the Chief Executive Officer, Ogilvy India, Kunal Jeswani. So Kunal, firstly, a big thank you for joining in. How are you feeling today?
Hi, Bhavana. That's a nice long introduction. Anyone will feel good. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. So Kunal, moving to my first very question.
Yeah.
Now, the viewers would like to know that COVID-19 has, definitely impacted, industries across the world. Could you throw light on the impact of COVID-19 on the advertising industry, please?
Okay. So look, when it happened,
Sure.
we all had a sense that we were going into lockdown, and a large part of our business is film production, right? We build strategies for brands. On the basis of those strategies, we build communication plans. On the basis of those plans, we create work. A large part of that work is video, right?
Sure.
The minute all production stopped, one of our biggest concerns was that the industry would pretty much come to a grinding halt. Also, we've never worked from home before. On and off when you're sick, you do it, but not as an entire office. We have about 1,000 people serving clients across 6 cities in India.
Sure.
We've always believed that our work is dependent on large machines, interactivity in the office, brainstorming, getting creative out, right? But surprisingly, I think the industry as a whole, not just Ogilvy, right, I think has done a great job of making sure we are 100% operational,
Sure.
of delivering work across clients, and I've seen it really across the industry, agency after agency. People are working from home. All their machines and equipment has been shifted home. People are collaborating with each other, and people are actually producing stuff. We're getting films out by the dozen every week, and we're getting them out with ingenuity, which I think is admirable.
Sure. So definitely a lot of changes has been happening during the COVID-19 ongoing pandemic. Now, Kunal, could you also, like you rightly said, there are certain shifts which are happening that, let's say the films are getting recorded and produced. Now, could you tell the viewers today on the recent innovations in your field currently, please?
I think that the primary innovation is just our ability to organize and work from home. It takes a lot of ingenuity and innovation to be able to do that, right? Because we have large components like a studio, which is all desktop machines, where people are used to getting thousands of artworks out every single day, which is a large part of our print business, right?
Sure.
And there is a whole production side of the business, which I was just talking about. And that, I think, has been the one area where I've seen the maximum amount of innovation and ingenuity, not just the agencies, but our production partners as well, really working hard to get films shot in home with employees, with staff from the production houses, with employees' families, with with friends and models who are willing to do it from home.
Sure.
And really scripting for stuff that can be shot in environments that are diverse in different people's homes, and being able to pull all of that together, get the films out, getting music directors to work at home, getting edits done, putting it all together, and getting work out.
Sure.
So a lot of innovation, a lot of ingenuity, and I think it's great to see, and it's lovely to see everyone working and getting work out.
Sure thing. So Kunal, now for my next question. Well, definitely digital has been growing at a very fast pace, and you continue to focus on growing Ogilvy's digital footprint in India. Now, what do you feel, Kunal, is the road ahead of the digital advertising? If I got to make it very specific, 6 to 12 months down the line, could you tell us on that, please?
Everything clients are doing today, everything that we're doing today is mostly digital first, right?
Sure.
because while most television production is high value production, a lot of spit and polish, and most clients and agencies have been holding back, saying we'll build for television the minute large scale production opens out, and then we'll shoot. But almost everything else almost everything we've done over the last 7 to 8 weeks has all been digital first. And I think when that happens to an industry as a whole, again, I'm not saying Ogilvy, it's the industry as a whole. Right? We've gone through 8 weeks. We'll probably go through another month at least before people start going back to work, before production houses open and start shooting, maybe 2 months. Right?
Sure.
When you go through a change like that for 3 to 4 months, where you're consistently thinking, building, delivering only for digital, that impact is very, very likely to push through the rest of the year and time forward. Which means that my sense is all our people have upskilled very quickly. When I say all our people, I mean the industry again.
Sure.
I think we've seen fabulous work across digital platforms, on Ogilvy clients, non-Ogilvy clients. Really, really interesting work. You can see everybody trying to understand today what's likely to work better across digital platforms, scripting for that and delivering for that. Even when we're doing stuff now that is good for television, we are doing some of it. Right? We're also thinking, will this work on digital as well or not? Because that's critical in this environment.
Absolutely.
And I think that thinking will get ingrained now and continue.
Sure thing. That's a very interesting take right there. Now, Kunal, for my next question, while you've been leading some of the iconic ad campaigns in the past, now do you have any suggestions to your market leaders on how best they can capitalize in the months to come? And what do you feel should be the direction that one needs to take at this very particular time? Could you please tell on that?
Marketers are smart. They understand that the environment is changing slightly, and they need to be thinking digital and ready for digital. But that said, television is still the most dominant medium in the country, right?
Sure thing.
We produce for television as well, and I'm still talking tactical, operational stuff, right?
Sure.
From a conversational perspective to my marketing colleagues, the only thing I would say is don't get lost in creating only for digital. Right?
Got it.
Because our country is still largely dominated by television. And when we do digital, we tend to think of stuff that is small, in the moment. You keep hearing the term moment marketing, which I hate because I think it dilutes the brand. What it does is it forces people to think for today
Sure.
and for the brand. I think there's a sharp difference there. If you're clear what your brand stands for, if you're clear what your brand needs to mean to consumers and what that needs to translate to into communication, don't get distracted by everything happening around.
Sure.
Sure, right now the coronavirus is a huge impact on society, right? So we need to find communication that works in that environment, in that context. But if we all start creating and focusing all our energy on Mother's Day and Teachers' Day and Doctors' Day and Father's Day, it does nothing for your brands, right? It makes you happy because you're creating something in an environment where 500 brands are creating for the same day, right? And you see a shitload of great creative work, right? Very interesting stuff, all targeted at mothers for Mother's Day, and none of the mothers are looking at it. None of the mothers are interested. They're interested in having lunch or dinner with their kids and a conversation with their kids. They're not interested in your content. It's just making you feel happy. And most of the time, it's not on brand, right? It just adds more ancillary work. When you have time and nothing else to do, so don't get distracted. That would be my only.
Sure. That's a great advice right there. Now, Kunal, for my next very question, now, what's your word for the leading aspirants in your field currently? And since you've also been a member of the governing council of MICA Ahmedabad, so could you please tell what's the word out for the leading aspirants currently in your field, please?
Okay, so here's the best piece of advice I can give anybody who wants to get into this business. Um, I see too often people who walk into meetings, conversations, brainstormings with a set mindset. Right? They have an idea and they come in and they don't want to shift from there. Right? They kind of get stuck with one thing.
Sure.
And my only advice to people is be listen, when you walk into any industry, into this industry, into any environment, in any meeting, right? Take the first 20 minutes to just listen. Listen to what everyone's saying. Try and figure out where the great ideas are coming from, and then have a point of view,
Hmm.
and be willing to, um, to shift your point of view basis what you hear. Be open, be flexible, be willing to take great ideas wherever they come from. It doesn't always have to come from you.
Sure. That's very interesting right there. Now, Kunal, just for my very last question now, let's talk about my field. Now, I come from the events and experiential space, and we all know that it's adversely impacted by the ongoing, pandemic.
Yeah.
What's your suggestion currently, Kunal, on the event companies that are executing virtual events? And also,
So,
coming from
I
the,
hang in.
yeah, sure, please continue.
My primary piece of advice would be hang in there, right? Because honestly, it's a screwed up environment for anyone who's in the events business. It's going to take a long time before you're able to make significant money off events again, right?
Absolutely.
Just hang in there. It will turn. To me, the virtual event space is interesting, but it's not financially rewarding
Hmm.
for companies that operate at that scale with that many employees.
Hmm.
Uh, for people like you as well, there's only so much money you can make from online events, right?
True.
Uh, but times will shift. I'm hoping that within a few months we'll be back to seeing ourselves in environments where, in different environments, it will change, right? The way we go to the restaurants, the way we go to events, to shows, it will change. It will need a lot more, um, health and safety regulation, a lot more self confidence for people to get there. But I think people will. Right? Have faith in people's willingness to come back and be with other people again. I think that will come.
Sure. Kunal, also just one of your advices to the artist community. Now, how do you think at this time they should be reinventing their wheel? Like, if you
Um,
could give an advice on that.
there was I have a friend, Anand Rangaswamy, and he said something very interesting. Which is, when it rains, fishermen fix their nets.
Hmm.
All fisher folk go through the monsoon season every year, right? It's a season where you have to sit back and wait. You can't fish. Right?
Sure.
So take that time off. Just enjoy that time off, hone your skills, train yourself to be better. And when the rain stops, come back and fish again.
That's superb. So, thank you so much, Kunal, for joining in. And I'm sure the viewers would benefit a lot from all you've said today. So, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me. Thanks. It was lovely.